Thanks, Dave. We greatly appreciate the comments, and I ask you join us as we present the awards for the awardees. And I would ask Major General Bill Gaylor and Command Sergeant Major to come on up, along with Joe Rowland, the branch Chief Warrant Officer. You're right next to him. Yeah, right there, just like that.
As in previous years, we will be presenting all of our national level awards at one time, beginning with the individual awards and then moving to the unit awards. The award citations for each of these outstanding individuals and units are contained in the current issue of Army Aviation magazine. The first award this morning is the Joseph P. Cribbins Department of the Army Civilian of the Year Award. Named in honor of its first recipient, a horse cavalryman and the recognized father of Army aviation logistics, this award was established in 1976 and is sponsored by the Boeing Company. It is presented to the Department of the Army civilian who has made an outstanding contribution to Army aviation in the previous calendar year. This year, the award is presented to Mr. Lars D. Erickson, Chief, Technical Management Division, U.S. Army Unmanned Aircraft Systems Project Management Office.
Thank you, Quad A. Thank you, Boeing. I believe the award today is really an award for the entirety of the project office. We have the privilege of providing unmanned aircraft worldwide in support of our warfighter. There's no better mission to have in the world that we have today. I want to give a special word of thanks to my two great sons, Walker and Joshua, who have supported me literally all of their lives in doing this. One team, one fight, Army strong.
The next award this morning is the James H. McClellan Aviation Safety Award, sponsored by General Electric Aviation in memory of James H. McClellan, a former Army aviator who was killed in a civil aviation accident in 1958. This award is presented annually to a person who has made an outstanding individual contribution to Army aviation safety in the previous calendar year. This year's winner is Chief Warrant Officer 4, Edward A. Pragana, 3rd Battalion, 2nd Aviation Regiment.
I'd like to thank Quad A for the generosity and recognition of this award. It is a great honor. Thank you for GE Aviation for sponsoring this award. I'd like to thank my wife, Hessan, for supporting me for the past 15 years of our marriage. Thank you for my children, Matthew and Sarah. I'd like to thank my command team for nominating me for this award. Colonel Taylor, Lieutenant Colonel Gallagher, Major Santiago, CW5 Reed, CW5 Umstead, and CW4 Hoover. And lastly, I want to thank all the soldiers and NCOs of the 3-2 General Support Aviation Battalion who inspire excellence every day. Thank you.
Our next award this morning is the Aviation Soldier of the Year Award, sponsored by Bell Helicopter Textron. It is presented to the enlisted soldier E4 and below, serving in an Army aviation assignment who has made an outstanding individual contribution to Army aviation. The Army Aviation Association of America's Soldier of the Year is Specialist Emmanuel L. Moore, Company F, 1st Battalion, 160th Operations Aviation Regiment, Airborne.
Good morning. First, I would like to thank God for all He has blessed my family and I with. I would like to thank Quad A and Bell Helicopter for selecting me to receive this prestigious award. Also, thank you, Ms. Janice Arena, for everything. I would like to thank everyone from Fox Company, 1st Battalion, 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment for giving me the tools to succeed. I would like to thank Major Barry Farmer and Sergeant First Class Adam Dolly for all their guidance throughout the years. I would like to thank Sergeant Saldana for all your help and support during my competitions last year. It's game time. Thanks to all my friends and family for your continued support. Last but not least, I would like to thank my beautiful wife, Marissa. Words cannot express how much I appreciate everything you do for me and the kids. I love y'all so much. I serve with the memory and pride of those who have gone before me, for they love to fight, fought to win, and would rather die than quit. Night Stalkers don't quit.
The next award this morning is the Army Aviation Association's Henry Q. Dunn Crew Chief of the Year Award. Sergeant Major Dunn was the first crew chief for the Presidential Flight Detachment that was initially established during the Eisenhower administration. This award is sponsored by Robertson Fuel Systems. The Army Aviation Association of America's Crew Chief of the Year is Staff Sergeant Timothy M. Carnes, Company D, 1st Battalion, 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, Airborne.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to leave all the names out because I got too many people to thank, so I'll just leave the names out so I don't forget anybody. But I would like to thank all the past and present Hooter Brothers. I would like to thank all the DAP crews that was on, that always follow us to target there and back, that covered our back. I would like to thank all the maintenance personnel, because without them, nobody would here would be flying. I would love to stay for the summit, but after this, I got to drive back to Fort Rucker. I'm currently in walk school, so I think we have an OER class this afternoon, so I'll be hitting that up. And I'll be graduating next week, so I'm pretty excited about that. Night Stalkers don't quit.
The next award this morning was established in 2002 to give greater recognition to our enlisted ranks by retaining our traditional Soldier of the Year award and adding the Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year award. In 2008, Hall of Fame inductee Sergeant First Class Rodney J.T. Yano was the namesake made for this award. The award is sponsored by Lockheed Martin Corporation. The Army Aviation Association of America's Rodney J.T. Yano NCO of the Year is Sergeant First Class James R. Lamping, Company C, 1st Battalion, 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, Airborne.
Good morning. Thank you all for attending. I would like to thank the Quad A for selecting me for this award. I am truly honored. The Ghost Riders of Charlie Company, thank you for all that you do to make this team great. It is an honor to serve with each and every one of you. To my beautiful wife, I love you and thank you for all that you do. I appreciate your support and could not do this without you. And my parents, thank you for making the trip down. Thank you.
The next individual award to be presented today is the Michael J. Novosel Army Aviator of the Year Award, sponsored by Sikorsky Aircraft Corporation. This award is named for Medal of Honor recipient and Master Army Aviator, Chief Warrant Officer 4, Mike Novosel. This year's recipient is Chief Warrant Officer 4, Mark W. Crane, Company C, 1st Battalion, 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, Airborne.
Take this moment to just mention the fact that I'm humbled for this award. Those in the crowd that have been recognized, the video of the Vietnam Memorial, and those that served before. My family, my wife, my dad, everybody that supported me through the years. I represent a lot of things that the company does on a daily basis. As James just mentioned before me and Sergeant Carnes before him. Charlie Company is a unique company. I thank Colonel Hertzendorf, Colonel Wilkinson, Major Channels for allowing me to be a flight lead in that company and face the challenges that we do on a daily basis. Lastly, Quad A for the recognition. Janice, thanks for the hospitality, and I know I threw you some curveballs leading up to this thing, but I truly appreciate it. And Sikorsky, that the triple redundant tail rotor does work. Thank you.
The Robert M. Like Award is our last individual award this morning. It is sponsored by Northrop Grumman Corporation and honors the memory of an aviator from the Army's initial pilot training course in June of 1942 and who served as our association's first national president. The award is given to a unit or an individual for sustained contributions to Army aviation or for a unique one-time outstanding performance. The 2015 Robert M. Like Award winner is Sergeant First Class Luke Backus, 4th Battalion, 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, Airborne, who could not be with us here today, unfortunately. Accepting the award on his behalf is his wife, Christina.
I'm so honored to be here to support my husband, and I'm so thankful that my mother-in-law and my father was able to come here and support me as well. I did have a few words from my husband to speak, but he just wanted to thank everybody, and he just feels so blessed to have received this award. Oh, here's my speech. Thank you. I was nervous there. Okay, so these are my husband's words. I first want to thank God for blessing me to be as fortunate as I am. I recognize His grace daily, and I'm grateful for it. Next, I want to thank my wife for supporting me through the demands of my profession and the places it takes me. She is the voice that steadies me in turbulent times and the pillar I lean on. You, as well as other military families, represent the reason we serve, and I couldn't have a better reason. I love you. Also, I want to thank those who trusted me to accomplish this as well as any other task. Major Brian Merkel and First Sergeant Dylan LeMasters, your dutiful implementation of mission command, tireless work ethic, and genuine concern for your soldiers are true attributes that make 160th the premier aviation organization in the world. Also, to the soldiers of Charlie Company and 4th Battalion, I owe all received praises to you and your dedication to our mission. Reciting specific names would be an injustice to those not spoken of. And lastly, I want to thank Quad A, and particularly Miss Arena, for being flexible and gracious host to my family. We appreciate you. Thank you. Night Stalkers don't quit.
Our first unit award this morning is the U.S. Army Reserve Aviation Unit of the Year Award. Established in 1985, it was presented for the first time during the 1986 convention. The award is sponsored by the Honeywell Corporation and is presented to the reserve unit, battalion, and below that has made an outstanding contribution to or innovation in the employment of Army aviation over and above the normal mission assigned to that unit. Co-presenting the award this morning is Brigadier General Scott Morcom, Commanding General of the 11th Theater Aviation Command. This year's winning U.S. Army Reserve Aviation Unit of the Year is the 8th Battalion, 229th Aviation Regiment, 11th Theater Aviation Command. Accepting the award is the unit commander, Lieutenant Colonel Roger F. Dion, and Senior NCO Command Sergeant Major Carl M. Shekels.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind everyone, this is a team sport. This is a team award. What started in 2014 with a vision of ARI and conversion, the last Apache out, the assault battalion in, and what's taken place in 2014, 15, and 16 is nothing short of remarkable. It's an enormous team, and many of you are represented here. It's not just our battalion. It's not just reserve aviation. I have to thank Fort Rucker. I've got to thank the ARI Sync team. I need to thank DAMO AV. I need to thank DAMO FM and everyone in Army Sustainment Command. We couldn't have done it without you. I need to thank the Army Reserve Aviation Directorate. Your leadership, your support, your voice is significant. To the 11th Aviation Command and their crack force management team, really appreciate everything that they've done for us. They've enabled our battalion in so many ways. But to the 8th to 229th Flying Tigers, our officers, our warrants, our enlisted, 450 people strong, and we are jealous of our regard for our unit and our Flying Tigers and our heritage, and we have not lost that, not one bit. Everything that we've done for 20 years remains strong. It is one team. It is an outstanding battalion. I invite you, General, to come fly with my aviators and look at the back of their head. They will do you proud. 229th Flying Tigers, thank you very much.
The next award this morning is the John J. Stanko Jr. Army National Guard Aviation Unit of the Year Award. This award was also established in 1985 and presented at the 1986 Quad A Convention. In late 2010, your National Executive Board renamed this award for the acknowledged father of Army National Guard Aviation, Colonel Retired John J. Stanko Jr. This award is also sponsored by the Honeywell Corporation and recognizes outstanding unit accomplishments within the Army National Guard for organizations battalion-sized and below. The award will be co-presented this morning by the Director of the Army National Guard, Lieutenant General Tim Kadavy. The John J. Stanko Army National Guard Aviation Unit of the Year is 1st Battalion, 150th Aviation Regiment, New Jersey Army National Guard. Receiving the award are Lieutenant Colonel Mike LaPointe, Unit Commander, and Senior NCO Command Sergeant Major John R. Hicks.
I would first like to thank Honeywell for their sponsorship of this great award and Quad A for selecting us as the recipient of this award. This award just proves what I've been saying the whole time. I couldn't ask for a better team, and especially a Guard team. You know, we're always there to respond, whether it's a state or federal mission, whether it was the initial response to 9/11, Hurricane Sandy, or this global war on terror. We're always there and always responded. But we couldn't do it without the families. They're the key to our success, especially the family members like Erica Bolick, who's here with our Soldier of the Year from the Mid-Atlantic chapter, and Sergeant Jimmy Bolick. Thank you to the families for your support. Also, the industry, thank you for your great products and equipment, but also what's unique to the Guard, thank you for allowing us to borrow your civilian employees to allow them to fulfill their military commitment. Thanks again, everyone. Vandals for life.
The Association's newest unit award is its Active Army Aviation Unit Award for active battalion and below units. The award was established in 2006 and is sponsored by L3 Communications Corporation. 1st Battalion, 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment Airborne is the 2015 Active Aviation Unit of the Year. Accepting the award for the unit is its commander, Lieutenant Colonel Scott D. Wilkinson, and Command Sergeant Major James D. Wilson, the unit senior NCO.
As this is a unit award, Sergeant Major Wilson and I are extremely humbled to stand before you today representing the 792 men and women of Task Force 1160 and to express our team's sincere thanks to Quad A and the award sponsors at L3 Communications. The Night Stalker's creed says that Task Force soldiers are tested volunteers seeking only to safeguard the honor and prestige of the nation. In fact, Colonel Hertzendorf's vision for the regiment is that its men and women are a professional, empowered, winning team built on trust, relentlessly focused on the soft ground force, and dedicated to mission success. This morning's acknowledgement of their shared service and sacrifice is important to our soldiers and even more important to their families. As we collectively enjoy this week's activities that bring together teammates from across the Army Aviation enterprise, let's ensure we keep our Gold Star families, our deployed Army Aviation soldiers, and their families who are here at home at the forefront of our thoughts and prayers. Thanks again from our whole Night Stalker team. Task Force, Night Stalkers don't quit.
The Association's oldest unit award is its Outstanding Aviation Unit Award for U.S. Army units regardless of component or size. The award was established in 1959 and is sponsored by the Boeing Company. It recognizes an outstanding contribution to or innovation in the employment of Army aviation, and it has been awarded to aviation units who have served in every corner of the globe. 1st Battalion, 101st Aviation Regiment Task Force No Mercy has been selected as the 2015 Outstanding Aviation Unit of the Year. Accepting the award for the unit is its commander, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey J. Bragg, and Command Sergeant Major Ronald D. Schlangen, the senior NCO.
Governor, first off, let's hope Coach Kirby Smart gets a hold of a trophy that big this year. Many thanks to Quad A for the opportunity to stand here and receive this award today on behalf of 1st Battalion, 101st Aviation Regiment, or to most known as the No Mercy Battalion. Today, due to good old Army luck and timing, I'm just merely a representative of this exceptional unit, albeit a very proud and humble representative. Less than 2 months ago, I took command of the finest attack battalion in the Army, my good friend Colonel Bernie Harrington, who led this formation for the last 3 years, including their most recent rendezvous with Destiny in support of Operations Freedom Sentinel. All the glory today goes to Bernie, Sergeant Major Schlangen, and the fine team of leaders that they led on this last rendezvous. Join me in a round of applause, please. This award and all its prestige is humbly received. However, it simply represents the intensity, mission focus, and positive culture that has set this historic battalion aside or apart for the last 29 years. It exemplifies a warrior spirit and the understanding that our primary purpose is to merely serve our ground force. This unit embodies exactly what our senior aviation leaders like General Mangum, Lundy, and Gaylor envisioned for Army aviation. On behalf of Colonel Craig Alia, the Destiny Brigade, and the men and women of 1st Battalion, many thanks to Quad A and Boeing, the award sponsor for this prestigious honor. Above the best, air assault, expect no mercy.
Well, we thank all the awardees and all the presenters here this morning. But all those awardees had a big support group behind them. So would all the families of the awardees please stand and be recognized.